Hello everybody, you're here with Chalo Beauty and today is another episode of fragrance. So what do we have today? Today we have LALIBELA MEMO Paris. MEMO Paris. So the name of the fragrance is LALIBELA and then it's from the house MEMO Paris. This is my first time smelling it, so we're gonna do this together and let's try it out. A little bit of history, just a tiny bit. Is a cypher floral fragrance for women. There you have it. It's interesting when they just say for women because nowadays, and you hear me said this before, and all fragrances are male and female, right? So let's spray it out for the very first time. Woo. Oh, immediately, you know which fragrance came to mind? Anais. Do you guys remember that? That was like a huge fragrance in the 80s, 90s. I don't even know if that exists anymore. I think I still seen it. Anais. So you remember that? It was like a white bottle with some pastel colors. I wore that in my teens. I mean, like young teens. When I first smelled it, immediately it took me to that fragrance. Isn't that interesting? I wouldn't say it smells like it, but there's something to it because distinctively. I will have to look what the other one had and see if they compare or there's something why it brought me to that, right? So let's talk a little bit about the main accords from Fragrantica, which again, these are not the main ingredients, but it gives a little categorizing of all the fragrances. That's why I like going there because, you know, it gives a clean base and then what they describe. So the main accords of this is floral, vanilla, sweet, woody, rose, coconut, amber, balsamic, patchouli, and powdery. This is very interesting. You know, most fragrances that have rose, I really like. I think it brings a wholeness. It brings it whole, the fragrances. Coconut. Now, I usually don't like coconut on my fragrances, but this one has it. It has amber, which brings elegance. And of course, floral, which I love. I usually like white floral, right? And then the vanilla and patchouli. I hadn't had a fragrance with patchouli lately. All right, so here we are. Now, yeah, it's a white floral. I can see that. I think it's more like a white floral with amber, if that makes sense. So it's a white floral, but it kind of mixes with the amber, so it becomes elegant. But I wouldn't say the white floral, as I usually describe a white floral, opening and welcoming and sort of that youthful romantic way. I wouldn't say that. This is white floral, yes, but then kind of mixing with the amber. I don't know why. Amber is cut down in the ingredients, but that's what it reminds me. It's like white flower, but then the amber brings the elegance. It kind of wraps it, brings it here. Not like inviting and open and outdoorsy. No. This is more elegant, very summery spring, it seems like. Very fun and about, but not in a sweet way. It's just, you know, owning it. Not in a very confident, no, it's just owning, light, sweet and about. I'll tell you the ingredients. The top notes are interesting. Top note, coconut. I guess that's what makes that feel of out and about, kind of in a convertible going to the beach, but it doesn't smell like coconut per se. It just gives the feeling, but the top notes are coconut, orchid, rose, and peony. I think it's the peony. Yeah. And then middle notes are vanilla, patchouli, and jasmine. Love those three. So I'm waiting. I guess that is the middle notes I should be hitting by now. And then the base notes are incense, tobacco leaf, and precious wood. So that means at the base, it will give grounding, right? So, yeah, I think it's just what I describe, a little bit out and about in a fresh, light mood, little artsy, pantsy, you know, a little intelligent, smarty, putty. I immediately saw somebody like walking, you know, with a tight butt, you know, just going about. I don't know why I saw that, but that's what this reminds me. So a little ant or bee work, but in a very light sort of going by kind of way. I think this perfume, you can wear it for everything and everything. It's not invasive, it's not out there, it's not powerful, but it does have a scent. It is here. It's not lingering, it's not something you turn and want more. It's just a very understated perhaps, but fine and nice. I don't think it's something that you're like, oh, that smells like that person, you know, one of those distinct smells. Although, of course, it's a fragrance, it has this smell. They're all distinct, right? I mean, you can't replicate unless you really mix exactly how the ingredients come together, right? All fragrances are very unique. But having said that, I don't know, this was a favorite. This is a well-loved fragrance. Now that it has dried out, it doesn't resemble at all Anais Anais. I don't know why that came to mind. I will have to look if it has even similar, why that came to me, but not anymore. And yeah, it's just a nice clean. I do see it like getting out of the shower, spraying that out and going your way, especially if you're going to be outdoors. I keep thinking of the beach or the summer, spring, and I think it has to do with the coconut, even though it's not on your face. It's not like I smell coconut. Yeah, there's the patchouli that you can't really smell it, but I can see that sort of in the very back, maybe in a seductive, very subtle seduction sort of thing. Yeah, it's one of those things that kind of crawl in on you, you know, you don't realize it, but it's luring you in. So this is a very smart fragrance. That's what I would qualify it. And maybe that's the very smart fragrance. It's not in your face, but it's a clean beauty, out and about, very natural. You know, I guess it's almost like you don't kill a fly, but but you do everything. So this is for a very smart woman. That's how I would see it. But working woman, I do see, for example, traveling with it. The bottle seems very practical. So kind of lotion-like, very yellow and gold, but not in a look at me. It's one of those, yeah, interesting, practical, intelligent, working, and alluring sort of, it sneaks on you. So yeah, I like it. I do like it. I will buy it. It's a very interesting sort of fragrance. I'm not surprised that it was made by a woman, actually. Alinor Massenet. And a young woman. Very, do you know what it reminds me? The Charlie's Angels. You know, one of the Charlie's Angels sort of fragrance. It's sort of like that. So, hey, I would congratulate Alinor Massenet because it's a very different sort of fragrance, and not different because it smells different, but in the experience of it. So again, I'm not surprised it was made by a woman, and not that it's better or worse, but it's just, it has this complexity without being very in your face sort of thing. So yeah, I will buy this fragrance. And I would wear it like that if I was going to work every day and I didn't want to impress anybody. But yet, it's there. So very interesting, very interesting. I would like to play with this fragrance a little more. So thankfully, I did have enough in this sample because they're 2 millimeters and you purchase this, it's not given. And so I will wear it a couple of days. This is one of those fragrances that I would like to get to know. And that says a lot about a fragrance. And then probably I can say if it's something I would like to make it my own or I can live with. But, and look, even my mood, if you notice, I started more upbeat and my mood starts changing. So it's one of those fragrances that I want to play with it more because it takes some discovery and some relationship with it, which that says a lot. It's almost like I need to domain, is it domain? When you have to be in relationship with and see what you're going to do with this fragrance and how you're going to own it or wear it or have it or, in this case, talk about it. It has that intelligence and it has that relationship with it. So I don't think I can give a better compliment, not like she will care, but of somebody making interesting, in this case fragrances, but interesting products. So wow. All right, well, I'm gonna leave it at that, and maybe later on I'll do another video after I play with it and not first impression, but very interesting fragrance. And the more I speak, the more interesting it gets. So it's one of those fragrances. Not so much that I would say, oh, because of the smell, but it's changing. And now it's even becoming like an oil that you put when you go to the beach, but without being suntan lotion coconut. No, there's an elegance to it. So I would bet that this will start transforming through the day or through the next couple of hours, and then transforming into what? So awesome. This is great. I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you very much. If you know this fragrance and you know what I'm talking about, please let me know. Comment below if you have it, if you smelled it before. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. Ring the bell in the right-hand corner. And I'll see you next time. Bye.